Randall Barnes, HBCU Post. I'm right here with the one and only Michael Baisden. How you doing today, sir?
See how fast Randall talk. He's in a hurry to get this interview done because he think I'm going to rush out of here on him.
Yes.
I'm not going to rush out on a young brother. First of all, it's nice meeting you. I heard you're a fan of the show. It's nice meeting young brothers out here trying to do their thing. So what's going on with you, should I ask? We're trying to get young people like you out to vote. What do we need to do to make that happen? So I'm here to learn, not just to galvanize people, but also to learn from young people and everyone else. What does it take? And I have a question for you. What does it take, do you think, for millennials to come out and vote?
I think for millennials to come out and vote, we need to see our representation. Like, for example, Stacey Abrams came to Fort Valley with Trace Ellis Ross, with Rashida Jones.
Oh, really?
H. Hines.
Oh, that must have been great.
And it was out of nowhere. And like, it was crazy because we got a chance to talk to her, to see her, and to understand that she's really for us, and even to realize that she's an HBCU graduate because she went to Spelman. So it's just great to see them and know they're advocating for our issues.
But what policies for you? Look, I'm switching the table doing the interview.
That works.
I'm curious, what policies do you think would get young people out? I mean, marijuana, criminal justice reform, increase in the minimum wage. I mean, what are the issues that environment? I mean, I know a lot of young people have a lot of varied interests. I mean, obviously it's not healthcare. It's not something you all are going to rush out for, but what are those issues that will get you all out?
I think, honestly, criminal justice with Black Lives Matter, everything that's going on, especially what happened in Dallas. I think that definitely dealing with tuition and student loans.
Which is something that Stacey Abrams is talking about.
Exactly. So I think that's something that ought to be real big. And I think marijuana is something that's really big as well, especially the criminalization of it.
Exactly.
So I think that all those issues really work.
And that's something I think we need to talk about more to make sure that young people have those issues, those core issues that bring them out. So whatever it is that you're doing, man, if you're spreading the word, every person counts right now. We need everybody involved. Do you have other people, some of your friends and people at the university? What is the feeling on campus right now?
So the feeling on campus at Fort Valley is that we're ready for the vote for Stacey Abrams. We saw what happened in the 2016 election, so we're not really trusting the polls because the polls tell one story. So we're ready. We know that they're sort of almost like they're trying to stop us from voting. So it's a big push to register us to vote, for us to go out and vote, and also just to keep us aware of what's going on. Yeah. And also Ed Gordon is on campus as a visiting lecturer.
Yeah, I talked to Ed last night.
Yeah, and he's bringing Stacey Abrams back on campus to do an interview on campus. He's going to have a couple students from Mass Comm talk to her. So it's going to be real cool to see that.
See, I love it when you're doing most of the talking. See, that's my preference to make sure, because I need the information as well. Being on a national show, sometimes you miss what's going on the ground. So the reason why I decided to get in my rent-a-car and drive around the country is that this is the only way I can learn what's happening, so I can communicate with everybody else at the same time what's happening. So we're going to win.
I'm hoping so.
We're going to win. We're going to win Georgia. We're going to win Florida. We're going to win, I believe, Ben Jealous is going to be successful in Maryland. I think we're going to have a change in the House of Representatives. I think the Democrats can take that over. And they keep messing around with this Kavanaugh situation with the Supreme Court nominee, with what's going on with Dr. Ford. I think they're going to turn off a lot of women, a lot of suburban white women, and they're going to lose the Senate too. So you're living in a very interesting time in history right now, and these decisions that are being made are going to impact you for a long time.
And I think like what you're doing, Roland Martin's doing, is very interesting because you guys are using media to galvanize the vote. And I think that's something that was missing in 2016, especially in those battleground states.
Yeah, man. I was really I was working really hard. You may not know, to get back on the air prior to the election, and we just couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. So I'm here now. I'm hoping it will have an impact, and let's see what happens. Just make sure you talk to your young folks, and I'll talk to my old heads, and we'll see what happens.
Now, I got one question for you that I got to know, because I know you came to Fort Valley, I believe, in 2010.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Are you willing to come back to Fort Valley?
Oh, sure. You made that sound like it was some big challenge, like it's like the gotcha question. But Mr. Baisden, before you go, are you going to Fort Valley? Yeah, man, whatever it takes. I'm always an open person. My schedule is open intentionally so that I can do the things that I need to do that's going to have an impact. So it's always community first for me.
Perfect. And I just want to say this personally before you go. I want to say just thank you for everything that you've done outside of this political activism. You really inspire me in everything I do at Fort Valley, from my media to I write books, and I even quoted you in my book that I published. So I really just appreciate you just for being.
You owe me $100 for that quote, though.
I mean,
copyright infringement, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's my publisher. I talked to her about that. She got the money, but I just want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.